So today we're going to be checking out the brand new Apex 300 from Bluetti. So the Apex 300 is a 120 240 volt power station. It has 3,840 watts of output. And you know, that's the same voltage that's in the breaker panel of the houses here in the United States. So it makes it a good power backup option for your home, but yet it is still small enough and portable enough that you can take it with you. You can use it on vacation, you can take it camping, maybe to a small cabin. And then they've made this system where it is very customizable and it's scalable. And you can build this system up fairly large, so then you can use it as a whole home backup, or you can use it as a small solar power system to help minimize and lower your electric bill. So in this video, we'll cover the features of the Apex 300. We'll go over the customization and how you can scale up the output power and how you can scale up the batteries and the energy storage and how you can even scale up the amount of solar panels you can hook to this. And the one thing about this whole system that I like is everything is hot swappable. You can change out batteries, you can add power stations, you can do that all on the fly. It seems to be a very versatile power station, and there's a lot of accessories I don't have to help you customize this exactly the way you need it. So the one thing you're going to notice about the front of this system is you see you got your 120 outlets like you do in your house, but you see there's no USB ports on here. So the power station itself is more geared toward AC power output. But if you need the USB ports, say you need some 12 volt power, they do sell an accessory that plugs into this and it'll give you all of those DC power ports. So to the left of the display, you have your AC power button. So when you turn that on, it'll turn on your AC outlets. You have an eco mode button. So when I press this, you can see eco comes on the display right here. And that's just some power savings. It'll help try to save some battery power, make it last longer. And then you have a voltage selector switch where you can select between 120 or 240 volt. So even though I've got the selector switch on 240 volts right now, the outlets on the front of the unit, they're still working just fine, outputting 120 volt power. So on the left side of the unit, we got several different connections here. So the top one, this is your regular 120 volt charging cord. This just plugs into a regular outlet in your house to charge up the unit. We have a special 120 240 volt 50 amp where it can take power in or send power out. This is a two-way power connection. We have a 120 volt 30 amp plug, just like on your camper. You would want to have the selector switch turned to 120 volts if you want to get full amperage out of that plug. And then over here, you have a 50 amp 240 volt plug. And of course, you'd want your voltage selector on 240 volts to use this plug. So on the right side of the unit, we got two more connections here. This one is for expansion batteries to be able to add battery storage. And then this one here is your DC charging ports. And there's two ports here for two different solar arrays that you can hook up. So the DC charging port can take up to 60 volts and use up to 20 amps. So that means each port can take 1,200 watts of solar for a total of 2,400 watts. So the Apex 300 can communicate through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and you can use the Bluetti app on your smartphone to change the settings, to monitor it, or to control it. So just the power station alone, like it is right now, it has 2,764 watt hours of storage. So that's a good amount of storage. It would make good portable power that you could take and throw in a vehicle, take with you. You could use it during emergency power outages to plug stuff in. But what I think this unit by itself, one single unit, probably like a camper, because it does have the 30 amp 120 volt output, and this actually outputs a full 30 amps. So it could power your camper. This actually has a little bit more than 30 amps of output. So I think that this would work great for somebody who has a travel trailer or camper. You could add batteries to it to be able to add more storage if you need it. And the batteries are made so that you can stack everything on top of each other. So we're going to take our battery expansion cable, we're going to plug it into the port on the Apex 300, and then we're going to hit this lock button, lock it in place. We're going to do the same thing on the battery. And now you can power up the expansion battery and it will link up with the main unit. And then the time on here ended up doubling on how long it'll last. So I believe you can add at least 3 of these batteries to the Apex 300, and that would bring it up to around 11 kilowatt hours of storage per a single power station. So you can see it's fairly easy to add additional batteries to this system, but what if you need more output power? Well, that's where this A1 hub comes in. It has where you can connect up to 3 Apex 300 power stations together and increase your power. So if you hook up 2 of them, you end up with 7,680 watts of output power. And if you hook up 3 of the Apex 300s, you end up with 11,520 watts of output power. Almost a full 50 amps of 240 volt power. So when you have power stations plugged into the A1 hub, it combines their power and then it comes out of these outlets. So you have a 30 amp outlet, 240 volt, and then you have a 50 amp outlet, 240 volt. And it'll pass that combined power through there. But it's more than just a combiner box. It's actually like an automatic transfer switch as well. So it does have a cord attached to it with a 50 amp plug on there. And you can plug this in to grid power. So then it can automatically transfer between grid power or solar battery backup here to power these outlets. And this is kind of the hub that makes the whole system work as like a whole home battery backup. So I actually have 2 of these Apex 300s and I also have 2 of these expansion batteries. And we're going to hook up 2 of these together through the A1 hub for 7,680 watts. And we're going to use it as a battery backup system. So let's go ahead. We're going to get this all set up and put it together. So to set this up with the A1 hub as a battery backup or solar power system, you really need to have like 2 breaker panels. So first you need to have your main breaker panel with the grid power coming in, and then you'll need a 50 amp outlet from that panel to power the A1 hub. And then you need a second breaker panel that has all of your essential loads that you want to stay powered up during a power outage. All of the loads that you want to power off of solar need to be in that other breaker panel. Now you can do this several different ways. Now the breaker panel I have has a generator interlock in it, and it allows you to power from the grid or it allows you to power from a generator. But in our case, instead of a regular gas powered generator, it's a solar power station instead. And another choice would be one of these transfer switch breaker panels. You can actually transfer from grid to battery backup in one movement on one of these panels. It actually flips 2 breakers at the same time. And this is made by Reliance Controls. And you can also use one of the smaller transfer switch panels. I don't have one. I'll try to put a picture of one up here on the screen. But any 3 of these panels will work with this setup. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the A1 hub near the main breaker panel, close enough that the cord reaches. Now I'm going to take the cord off the A1 hub and I'm going to plug it in to grid power. So now we'll go ahead, we'll start building out our system. We got 1 expansion battery and 1 power station. Times 2. So now I got both power stations set up, and to connect it to the A1 hub, we have a set of cables here, and these cables are bi-directional, so they can send power to the A1 hub, but they can also take grid power from the A1 hub back to the power station to charge the batteries. So it can send out power or take in power through this cable. So we'll pull down the cover, and then this cable, when it goes on, it actually, this like twists to the side and locks in place, just like that. And then it plugs in the power station the same way. So when you look at the A1 hub, you got a green light that's showing we have grid power coming in, and then we also have a green light showing we have our power stations hooked up. So now the last thing to do is to take a generator extension cord and plug it into this 50 amp outlet on the A1 hub. And then we'll take the other end of the extension cord and we'll plug it in to this generator inlet. And then we'll switch the interlock here. And now my entire workshop is being powered through the A1 hub. So right now we're in battery backup mode. You can see there's no output from the power station. It's sitting at 100%. It's just basically waiting for a power outage. So right now, the essential loads in this panel is pretty much everything in the shop. It's all the tools, the outlets, the lights, the ceiling fans, everything in here is running off of this panel. And as soon as I lose grid power, the power stations are going to take over and they'll continue to power the lights. So here we go, killing grid power. I don't know if you saw it, there was a slight blink on the lights, and now this is powering the whole workshop. So you can see this power station has a little over 1,000 watts of output, and as we look at the other one, it's almost exactly the same. They're sharing the load right now. So right now I've got all the high bay lights going in here. I've got a couple fans going. I've got the lights on out there. I just kicked on my 3-ton mini split, and it's running it as well. And we're up to about 1,700 watts per power station right now, about half power. All right, I've plugged in a heater, and then I've also got a heat gun on this. I'm trying to max it out. There you go, 3827, 3850 watts. We're at max power. Look at the other one, 3826, 3832. Yep, outputting max power on the system right now. Well, we've been sitting over 3,800 watts on both of these for over a minute there. I think that kind of proves that it has full output power. So I'll go ahead and turn these back off. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch the grid power back on, and then the automatic transfer switch in the A1 hub should switch to grid. It's only going to take a few seconds. Boom, clicked. It just changed. I didn't really count that out. It was probably close to 8 seconds and it transferred back. So earlier I said the cable from the Apex 300 to the hub, it was a two-way cable. And you can see after our little power outage that it is charging the power station back up from the grid so that it's ready for the next power outage. So I've demonstrated how this can be used as a battery backup system to power the essential loads in your house. But what if you want to lower your electric bill? Well, we're going to have to hook up some solar panels. So maximum of 2,400 watts on each one of these. So this system right here would be 4,800 watts of solar. That's not a bad start for trying to lower your bill. But if you want to hook up more solar than that, Bluetti has actually got a brand new accessory. They call it the Solar X 4K, and it'll allow you to hook up a 4,000 watt solar array to one of these Apex 300s. So I believe if I had two Solar X 4Ks, I could hook up 8,000 watts of solar to these power stations. So like I said earlier in the video, this is a brand new product from Bluetti. It is just coming out right now. And if you're interested in this, I will put some links down in the description below. They have multiple different packages or configurations that you can order this in. You can order just a single power station. You can order power stations with batteries. You can order multiple power stations. It has several different configurations depending on the application that you're going to be using it on. So I'll try to put those links down below. You can go to their website and check it out. And then I also plan on posting at least another video on this. Once I get the Solar X 4K, I would like to get that hooked up, use one of my solar arrays that I have, and power it up that way. And then I also plan on trying to power my house with it as well and testing it out that way. So if you're interested in seeing some more on this system, I'll have some more videos to come in the following, probably the following weeks. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.